Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Spawn Trap Podcast, the only podcast where you can listen to an AI voice of Darth Vader call you a slur.
Oh my god.
I am Till. I'm joined once again by the voice of Lumi.
Hello, everyone. And can I just say, I have yet to see the video of Darth Vader saying what he said.
It's by the way, that intro might get cut out because I forgot to do the YouTube private video backup recording, and OBS has been acting weird to me lately, so this recording might get lost. So I apologize if we're just cutting in right now. But yes, we're talking about the reference we're talking about is Darth Vader in Fortnite. Fortnite added Darth Vader, but they added, I guess, with permission from
Mhm.
the family, I guess, of what's his name, James Earl Jones, right?
Uh-huh.
So his voice is in the game, but it's an AI generative voice,
Yeah.
and players have been abusing that and uh
Yeah.
using him to call like slurs and curse and stuff like that. I think they've since patched all that stuff out so he can't do that anymore.
Yeah. So I'm confused. So was the AI actually saying these slurs, or were people
Yes,
like cutting up or editing it? Or
he was saying the slurs.
oh my
There's
gosh.
videos of this.
This is why we can't
It's
have things like
it's
this.
really bad, and I know they had permission, but I kind of find the whole thing disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Like
makes
honestly, imagine there because first of all, there's kids who play that game.
yes,
And second, Darth Vader.
yeah,
Like come on.
yeah. It's
Uh,
just I
They
don't
like
know.
to
It's
ruin.
just weird. Yeah,
They love to ruin things for us.
it makes me not want to ever play Fortnite again. I'll be honest.
Honestly, I'm so glad I dropped it and didn't pick it back up ever.
Yeah. We're talking about a number of things. We got Summer Game Fest coming up, and I will be honest, as of recording this, we don't know what we're doing fully. um, I don't know who's going to be available for Summer Game Fest. I don't know if even I'm going to be available. So that's on June 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern. I
What
should
day
be
is June?
fine, but I can't guarantee it right now, but I should be fine. So,
Oh wait, June 6th. Oh shit, it's a Friday.
yeah,
Damn.
I know. They
Well,
usually
I
do it
mean,
later in the day. They usually do it around like 7 or something, I think.
yeah, that sucks. I
And
mean,
like on a Thursday.
I could honestly, I
Yeah.
would just be joining in from like the last 10 minutes of my drive from work.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, like worst case scenario, we can do like a delayed reaction. I mean, it's not as fun and there's a chance that we can be spoiled, but like we can, I don't know, we can figure it out. But as of right now, we don't know what we're doing for Summer Game Fest. I will say for sure, we will be doing the weekend stuff. So, we got Wholesome Games Saturday morning. Later on in the day is the Future Game Show. After that is a new thing. I think it's called like Frosty Games or something. It's something from New Zealand, so a new like indie showcase. Um, and then there on Sunday, these are just what's confirmed, by the way. There's other events that are happening that we don't know the dates or times for. So all this stuff can be shifted around. Sunday is going to be the Xbox showcase, and then after that's going to be the PC gaming show. I will be available for all of that. I think Icy Arrow is going to be joining me for most of that. I can't remember if you said you're going to be joining us
Yeah, I was going to join. I see so far I'm with the Outer Worlds 2 Direct.
with
Um,
Xbox.
yeah, that's Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I can do PC because that's on a Sunday. I could probably do that too.
I will brace you right now. The PC gaming shows are long.
3 p.m. Okay, I usually don't do anything Sunday, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna
They're
put
just
anything down, but so far, yes.
they're just long. So take breaks, bring snacks.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
long shows.
Me.
Same with the future game show as well. So that's why, like, it all depends, like, what's happening around the future game show. There's other events that are happening that I know about that I'm trying to keep track, but we don't have dates for. So, Matt
Mhm.
was telling me he wants to join for some. but he's like particularly interested in black voices in gaming,
Mhm.
which I think is a official Summer Game Fest partner showcase. A lot of these ones are like the Latin American Game Showcase. I watched that last year. I didn't even know about it. I'm like, oh, this is happening right now. I'm just gonna watch it, and I was
Mhm.
pleasantly surprised and wrote down a bunch of games that I wish listed later. So, um,
Mhm.
like all that stuff, we're just waiting to see when the dates and times are.
Mhm.
But so far, that's our schedule so far. Is we're doing the weekend stuff, Saturday, Sunday, whatever we can when it's confirmed, and hopefully we can watch the main show on Friday with Day of the Devs after that. But I don't know.
Mhm. Okay.
Yes. Also,
Sounds
I think
good.
we're doing. There's a horror game awards showcase that's happening. I
Yes, I
put
was.
that in the Discord, and then I was just surprised that both you and Icy Arrow wanted to do that one.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, it's horror.
Sure, yeah. We're gonna do it with we're just not gonna do it live.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the only reason we're not doing it live is because I haven't really prepped you or Icy Arrow on how to do our live streams. Like
Oh.
with all the assets and everything. Like I can help you guys set all that stuff up and we could like be ready to go and you guys just do it whenever. Also I don't think you and Icy Arrow have ever been in any content or met at all. So I wasn't sure about that. So I offered. I said, "Hey, let's do it the day after, because I'll be free."
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't met him. Honestly, when you said Matt, I thought you were talking about our old Matt that we
No, I
used to
was. No,
game.
no, no. Matt. So there's
Oh.
Matt and Icy Arrow are two different people.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, great. So I know Matt.
I don't know Icy's actual name.
I don't know Icy. I don't think I've ever met Icy.
Okay, he's gonna be joining some stuff and helping out. Me and Jordan have been talking about doing. We have our Marvel podcast, which we are
Mhm.
way behind on. We have a million things to talk about. I don't know how we're gonna
Mhm.
get to any of it by the time we actually sit down and talk.
Mhm.
Uh, but me and Jordan were talking about doing a DC thing afterward, which I
Mhm.
don't think is feasible at this point if we can't do our Marvel podcast on a regular basis. So,
Mhm.
Icy is a big DC nerd. Um,
Okay.
and we've been playing superhero video games for the past I want to say almost a year. I can't remember how long it's
Mhm.
been.
Mhm.
But we're doing like weekend retro superhero games. And I said, hey, if I start this DC thing, do you want to help me host it? So he might be showing up for a DC podcast if we do that. So
Okay. Oh, so before we get started,
yeah,
we don't have to go into it too much, but I need to ask you: did you see? Oh my God,
The Last of
what's it
Us.
called? No, the fucking Marvel movie that just came out, the Thunder.
Oh,
Uh,
Thunderbolts. Yes.
yeah, did you see it?
I'll not talk about spoilers. I did see it.
Yes.
What do you want to know
What did you
about?
think?
I thought it was great. I got into Avengers comics around the time like before they where these stories were like being inspired for the movie. So
Hmm.
like Century and all that stuff. Pretty much the character of Valentina is playing the role of Norman Osborn pretty much from those
Hmm.
stories. So it's really cool to see that in live action and I really like how they did it. So definitely go see it in theaters if you can. Um,
Yes.
People are saying like it's the best Marvel movie. I wouldn't go that far. I definitely don't want to overhype it, but it is a good movie. And I think it is worth seeing in theaters.
Yeah. So far, I mean, I think it's probably one of the best Marvel movies that we've gotten in this phase, at least. I
I
think so.
I get that. What are we? It's Phase 5, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I think that's the end of Phase 5 is Thunderbolts, and then Fantastic Four starts Phase 6.
Yes.
Yes, looking forward to Fantastic Four.
Yes,
Um,
I'm excited.
but we're gonna be talking about video games, and Lumi, what have you been playing?
Okay, so I've been playing Expedition 33. I don't know if you've heard of
Ooh, oh yes,
it.
I have. How do you like that?
Everyone's heard of it. I absolutely love it. I am obsessed. So, I mean, I kind of became obsessed with the turn-based games after playing Persona. So this was like right up my alley. But
Mhm.
absolutely love the story, love the play style, love everything about it. Love it, and I love that we're getting a movie too.
W- Oh yeah, that's right. There was a thing about a movie. I think
Hmm.
was yeah one of the stories. I was gonna pull up a trailer. I'm in like a private window and it wants me to sign in to confirm my age. What's wrong with this launch trailer for Expedition 33?
I don't. There could be some dark themes.
Okay.
um,
Launch trailers are usually like a minute.
oh
Okay.
gosh.
I definitely want to check that game out at some point. It's just trying to like fit it in the schedule.
Hmm.
I keep telling Court to play it because I'm like this seems like your kind of game.
Hmm.
She's like, yeah, I'll check it out. Meanwhile, she's
Yeah.
like playing like every Final Fantasy. I'm like, this is like a newer Final Fantasy. Play this.
I think she
Um,
would love it. It's one of those games where there's a little bit something for like everyone. There's like a whole like romantic aspect. There's like kind of like not really a horror, but this like very dark aspect to it too. Like
yeah,
I think it's a beautiful story.
that's what I've heard. Yeah, and it's got a stellar cast, voice cast.
Yes. Hmm.
And it looks amazing, like the graphics and everything too.
Yeah.
And the
Beautiful.
gameplay looks fun too. It's like quick. Is it like quick action parrying and
Yeah.
with a bit of turn base?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
today finished playing for the first time the original God of War.
Oh wow. Oh my god, not the original.
The original God of War. I will be playing through all of the games. I've never played a God of War game. Um,
Wow.
Surprisingly holds up, except for moments where it doesn't. And those moments are the cutscenes because those are in-game videos
Uh-huh.
and they don't scale well on a PS3.
No.
In addition, I noticed a few times I was looking down a long hallway and I'm like, oh, that background down at the end of the tunnel is a JPEG. And when I get close enough, then the game actually pops in.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That kind of stuff is very funny, but overall, it was a fun game, and a little bit challenging too. So I did like it. I'm looking forward to playing the rest of them. Uh,
Nice.
Other than that, I'm playing through Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's also something that's been in my backlog. I want to go through. I want to try to catch up on the Assassin's Creed series. Um, Odyssey has been really fun. I think I like it a lot more than Origins, which is the game before. Um, so I'm looking forward to where this goes, but I feel like I haven't even touched the game and I spent so many hours in it.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
other than that, me and Court just started playing, and I don't know if we can finish this because our schedules are gonna like kind of like divert, but we've been playing Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Me and Court every
Okay.
once in a while play Pokemon together. Um,
Mhm.
but we have a challenge where we cannot catch any Pokemon.
What?
Yeah, so we pick our starter and then go through the game for any gifted Pokemon. So like there's like NPCs that will just give you Pokemon.
Yeah.
And also we just started at Goldenrod City. There's a casino there and you can spend your earnings on buying Pokemon. So as long as we don't like catch them,
Ah,
we can use those Pokemon. So that's what we're gonna do.
so we're not them all here.
No, no,
I'm
we're
like,
not. She actually she she was actually singing like the theme song, and then when she got to like to catch them, I'm like, nope, nope, we're not doing that. No, she just
oh my god, I don't think I can handle that.
no. So yeah, it's been
Must throw
interesting.
Pokeball.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about what's in the news, and we got some stories here. Um, Really, we're just like anticipating Switch 2 at this point. And
Mhm.
I'll be honest, Lumi, I caved. I pre-ordered.
You did?
Yeah. It was just the opportunity came up
Hmm.
and there's it's one of the stories here, but there's the chance that the price might come up because of the tariffs.
Oh,
And apparently, whatever happens in the U.S. happens in Canada too.
yeah.
And I don't understand why, but okay. So, yeah, I'm like, I'll buy it now because I don't want to spend more money on it. So,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess I can see why.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
but anyway, the one thing I haven't been able to pre-order the amiibo. I have almost every Zelda amiibo, and they
Mhm.
announced 4 new ones, and I can't pre-order them anywhere.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. Keep missing out on the pre-orders. Also, I can't pre-order them from Nintendo. Apparently, you had to register your interest to buy a console before you can pre-order the amiibo. I don't know why. I just want the amiibo. So,
Hmm.
okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about Xbox. Apparently, there might be 3 new controllers Xbox is working on. I didn't dive deep into this article, I'll be honest. I don't know if you have.
Mm-mm.
So this is from Insider Gaming. According to Jez Corden from the Xbox 2 podcast, Xbox is working on 3 different controller prototypes. I will say the prototypes usually don't mean anything because there was that leak about a new controller they were working on with a potential like cylindrical console
Mhm.
that they said they're not doing. That was just like a concept.
Mhm.
But for this, he says, from what I heard over the last few months, there's 3 prototypes for the controller. From what I can tell, one of them is sort of like a basic, cheaper controller, like the standard one we have now, with some next gen enhancements, whatever those are. Um, and then he went on to say there would be a mid-range style controller as well as an elite or proper elite series 3 controller. Um,
Okay.
he doesn't have full features of the controller, but Corden believes that the high-end controller will have a direct-to-cloud Wi-Fi connection that allows connection via Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth. The goal here is
Hmm.
to eliminate any lag that comes from Bluetooth connections. He added that it will have a switch to switch on the controller between cloud and PC console mode. Um, that reminds me of the Stadia controller, and my Stadia controller is upstairs. I kind of wish I grabbed it for showcase here,
Uh-huh.
but that's the way the Stadia controller worked, was connecting by Wi-Fi.
Interesting. I like the having to the switch from PC to console. I feel like
Hmm.
honestly that's a big thing for me because I fucking hate not being able to switch to PC so quick.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have so many controllers. Like I feel like I just collect controllers at this point. That I have like a controller for everything. So I don't know if I'd be like that upset, but I can understand have wanting to have a switch for sure. It'd be much more versatile that way. Um, I'm interested in the Wi-Fi connection there because when I was playing Stadia games over that connection, which doesn't work anymore, since they shut the service down, they did add Bluetooth capability to it through a firmware update. So it just connects by Bluetooth or USB now. But when I did
Mhm.
use the Wi-Fi connection, there didn't seem to be much lag that I noticed. So, um,
That's interesting. I guess because I don't know. I would always think that even with Wi-Fi, depending how it is, it could be
mhm.
laggy depending on how good your Wi-Fi is.
That's true. I don't know how it compares to a regular like 2.5 gigahertz connection that a lot of these like controllers like this use. The Retro Fighters Defender here, which I used to play God of War. It just has like a direct connection to this adapter. That's how a lot of controllers work because they don't want to have that input delay from Bluetooth.
Hmm.
I remember when Bluetooth was like the best thing ever invented that everybody wanted to use, and now it's like people are trying to avoid it because it just sucks so bad.
Yeah. Oh God.
But
All the
that's interesting.
controllers that are left,
Yeah,
none of them, but I still keep them just because. Like I have the Sea of Thieves controller that
I have that too. Yeah.
came out. Um, all of them don't work. I only have two that actually work, and two of them were kind of hand me downs from a friend
Huh.
that I just never gave back.
Was it stick
So
drift or they just died?
they just like don't work. Like they won't connect.
Oh, interesting.
Not really sure why. Not even with
Yeah.
batteries. Not with. I'm not sure. One of them does have stick drift. Um, but
Which one?
it,
I'm just curious.
it was one of the regular ones. Um,
Interesting.
it's from Xbox One. It's not even the Xbox like
Yeah,
the,
not the series controller. Every single one of my Xbox controllers are fine. Even the Xbox One controllers, they work fine, except
Mhm.
for the two Elite controllers that I have that got
Mhm.
stick drift.
No.
And
Oh my.
I'm super pissed that those the expensive ones are the ones that get stick drift.
See,
And
that's what I'm worried about.
I
Like
know.
spending so much money on a good controller just for
That's why
that to happen.
they're like, "Oh yeah, Elite Series 3." I'm like, "Yeah, but please put Hall effect sticks on there because I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with another broken Elite controller. Like it's preventing me from wanting to buy these damn
Yeah.
controllers." I'm like, if they have Hall effect sticks, I'll take the chance and we'll see. But I don't want to buy another Elite controller if there's that risk that it's gonna get stick drift again.
Exactly.
Anyway, I don't know what next gen enhancements mean. I hope it means honestly what I want, Lumi. I want this controller. I just want
Hmm.
a regular controller, Xbox controller. Put
Hmm.
two buttons in the back. That's all I want.
Hmm.
Nintendo's making it standard. You should too.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're getting what, 3 versions?
Three versions. Hopefully, I mean the Elite one's gonna have the back buttons,
Okay.
but I
Uh,
don't know about the other ones. I want the standard one to have back buttons. I just want the standard controller with back buttons. That's not super
with-
expensive. Yeah, without stick drift. Yeah. I have some bad news, Lumi.
oh God.
GTA 6 has been delayed to May of next year.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot later than what I thought it would have been.
Oh
So,
yeah.
okay, so what's the original date? Wasn't it supposed to be in the fall this year?
There was no official date. It was this year. That was the date.
Wasn't it like rumored that it was coming out in fall or something?
It's been rumored everywhere. I don't know, but
Uh,
the official thing
yeah.
is that it was this year and all these publishers were waiting for Rockstar to announce the date before they announced their date for games coming this year, which I'm sure a whole bunch of publishers are happy and are like sighing relief right now. But
Yeah.
according to Rockstar's statement, we are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding the game Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game that we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand, and we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve.
So that's what I'm hoping for. Like this better be a good fucking game if we're delayed for a whole another year. And second, that means a lot of games are going to be coming out with launch dates.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna be seeing. Well, I mean, it's that time. Maybe they're holding off right now because it's Summer Game Fest time, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I imagine like around this time we're gonna be getting a ton of release dates happening. Maybe they
Hmm.
announced it this early for that reason, you know,
Yeah.
because like, oh, all these publishers are gonna want to start announcing dates. Let's be a little bit nice and
Yes.
say we're delaying our game.
Yeah.
Um, take your time, Rockstar. Make a good game. I got games to
Yeah.
play. I'm playing fucking God of War right now.
You have all the time in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to get really good games this year anyway. So I think we're
Hmm.
good.
We already
We can.
do. Like, there's been so many games that are like, I've seen people say, this is my game of the year already. And then, like, the
Oh, yeah.
next week, another game surpasses that.
Oh, yeah. Right now it's Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in the next few months.
I was playing the trailer and then realized Rockstar might take us down if we show more of that. So,
You know what, Rockstar? It's the most you can do for us for delaying this game. It's the least you can do.
yeah, just let us, you know what, let us show a little bit of your trailer. Please be nice. Speaking
Yeah.
of potential lawsuits, Nintendo is suing the accessory maker Genki I don't know if you know about the story, but before the Switch 2 reveal, the specs and everything got leaked by a lot of different sources. One of those is from Genki. They brought the mock-ups of the Switch to CES to showcase, be like, hey, we have the Switch. We're going to show you how it works and what it looks like and the accessories that we have in the works for it.
Mhm.
Nintendo heard that and the next day flew out a bunch of people, their Nintendo ninjas, to CES
Their
and
spies.
went to their booths, went straight to Genki's booth and said, "Hey, what's up? Where'd you get this?"
Oh my
So yeah, now
God.
they're filing a lawsuit. Um,
Oh.
this is from Engadget. Nintendo's going after the company that showed off unauthorized mock-ups of the not yet announced Switch 2 at CES. In a lawsuit filed on Friday, Nintendo accuses accessory maker Genki of trademark infringement, unfair competition, and false advertising, arguing that Genki embarked upon a strategic campaign intended to capitalize on the public interest surrounding Nintendo's next generation console. That is very true.
Mhm.
According to
Yep.
Nintendo, Genki promoted accessories it claimed are compatible with the Switch 2, despite not having official access to the console, and used the Switch logo to do so.
Mhm.
That's the problem right there, and this is
Mm.
very true.
Yeah. Oh.
Following the initial reports in January that Genki brought Switch 2 mockups to CES and published a video said to show a 3D render of the console, Nintendo released a statement to say that neither the hardware nor imagery were official, per IGN. While Genki reportedly claimed it had access to a Switch 2 at first, the company later wrote on X it does not own or possess a black market console, and told GameSpark, translation, that its mockups were based solely on leaked information. In the lawsuit, Nintendo says that Genki's statements were contradictory and inconsistent. Okay, now that I'm reading this statement, I was on the side of
Mhm.
Genki at first, but now I think Nintendo has very much has a case. If
Yeah.
the company maintained its representation to consumers that its accessories will be compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2 upon the console's release. Um, there's more here. Oh yeah, from Genki here. What we can say is this: Genki has always been an independent company focused on building innovative gaming accessories for the community we love. We're proud of the work we've done, and we stand by the quality and originality of our products. While we can't comment in detail, we're continuing preparations to fulfill orders and showcase our newest products at PAX East this week. That's when the statement was made.
Hmm. So they're still fulfilling orders.
Mm-hmm. They're acting as business as usual. However, I've seen videos from that PAX um, booth from one
Mhm.
content creator individual or in particular who had like a mission to find out like more details on this. And the people at Genki were kind of getting pissed off and saying, "Hey, we're not talking about that." So he's like, "Okay, I
Uh,
gotta like lay off and not talk about it." So
yeah.
they're not happy about this. Um,
Yeah.
I was on Genki's side initially here because they're not partnered with Nintendo. They have made Nintendo accessories before. Um,
Mhm.
and I think part of this, in this article, it doesn't say what Nintendo wants, I don't think. But I think in the lawsuit, they want Genki to stop making Nintendo accessories at all. And also, like,
Mhm.
pay, they're looking for damages and everything like that. Um,
Mhm.
and that's kind of like Genki's big business is making these Nintendo accessories.
Yeah.
Um, so, but they went solely off leaks that already exist. So these
Mhm.
like 3D mock-ups already existed online, and they just 3D printed what they had and were showcasing accessories that were pretty much concepts based
Mhm.
around these leaks. And they're saying like,
Mhm.
we're not a Nintendo partner product. We didn't sign any agreement. We're not breaking any NDAs. This is information that's available, and here's what we have based on all of that.
Mhm.
The fact that they have made inconsistent statements and saying that they had a Switch 2 and that they showed Nintendo's logo, and that that their accessories were going to be for the official Switch launch.
Yeah, they fucked themselves there.
Yeah, if they, prepped themselves ahead of time, maybe spoke to some lawyers and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's what you should and shouldn't say," then I think
Mm-hmm.
they would be in the clear. But
Wow.
it's a rough one for Genki.
Yeah.
Um,
Eesh.
Speaking of Nintendo lawsuits, there's the ongoing battle between Nintendo and Palworld. This is for IGN. Palworld developer Pocket Pear says it's being forced to patch the game due to Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's lawsuit. Um, just as a reminder, the lawsuit here, which a lot of people think is around copyright infringement, is not. Nintendo is not suing Palworld for the characters and the
Mm-hmm.
designs. They're going after them for in-game mechanics that Nintendo trademarked with Pokemon Legends Arceus, which would have been
Oh.
developed around the same time that Palworld were developing their game. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
find this like kind of lawsuit a little bit thin, but I feel like Nintendo's lawyers were like, we can't go after them after the characters because they're different enough where we can't. So let's get
Yeah.
them with something that does work, which is the mechanics that we trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, is a character walking around in a field with creatures and catching those creatures by throwing a ball. That's literally what they're suing them over.
Okay. That, I mean, again.
There are other games that do that,
Yeah.
based in part inspiration from Pokemon, but Nintendo
Yeah.
didn't trademark that from Pokemon Red and Green back in 1998. Was it? I can't remember.
Mhm.
Um, they just developed that during Pokemon Legends Arceus, so that's why
Mhm.
this whole like lawsuit is very interesting to me. I'm kind of on Pocket Pair's side
Mhm.
and hope they like get through this, but at the same time it's kind
Yeah.
of fucked up. The changes that they're making in the game is when you're summoning a pal in the overworld,
Mhm.
um you're not throwing anything anymore. They just appear.
Oh.
So they're just like they spawn right next to you. And then
Mm.
before you can use your like pals that glide, like they can just
Mhm.
glide in the air. They've removed that completely and now it's just a generic glider that you have, but there's like different perks and bonuses depending on the pal that you have equipped with you.
Mm. I feel like I don't know. And we see this in cases like games like, let's say, Overwatch and that other game that came out like almost around the same time. I
Was
forget
there
what it
a
was called.
lawsuit over that? That was Paladins.
Paladins. I don't remember if there was a lawsuit, but it was a case like that where the game was bi- uh, pretty similar, pretty
So almost
similar, but
identical.
yeah, almost identical. But
That's the thing where I feel like the characters in Paladins was closer to like a ripoff to the Overwatch characters than Palworld
yeah,
is to Pokemon,
yeah.
personally.
So it's like there's not much they can really get from this, I feel.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
So this is being dealt with in Japan court, so completely
Okay.
different than what any of us know. Um, and it's not it's not a character trademark, or it's not a character copyright issue. It's a game mechanic trademark. That's like a new thing, and I don't
Mhm.
think there's much precedent in that.
Mm.
Warner Brothers notoriously is scrutinized for something like this, where they have that game mechanic. I can't remember what it's called, but it was introduced in one of the Lord of the Rings games, and
Mhm.
it's like such a unique and revolutionary AI tech that they've made for this game that was so well received, and they haven't used it since. Like it's not used in any other games, and they refuse to let any other developer use this tech because they have it trademarked, and it's
Mhm.
just like it's just wasted game development opportunities there because it's being held by this dumb trademark that nobody else is allowed to use.
Mhm.
So it kind of sucks.
Interesting to see what'll come out of that.
Yeah, I don't know if when we're gonna see another update on it. I don't know if Japan court works as slow as US or Canada court, but
Honestly, probably not.
probably not. Probably hear something sooner, but I mean, Pocket Pair is making partnerships with PlayStation and other big companies, so I don't know. They might have Nintendo might have somewhat of a fight on their hands that they weren't expecting.
Yeah,
So hopefully they'll come out of it okay.
hopefully.
Speaking more about Nintendo, Nintendo's considering Switch 2 post-launch price if tariff situation worsens. This is from Eurogamer. I think there is a quote from Doug Bowser on here. No, Furukawa actually. He says, at this time, the top priority is to quickly popularize the Switch 2 hardware. If the assumptions regarding tariffs change significantly, we would like to consider what price adjustments we would make and implement them after considering various factors.
Hmm.
I don't know if that influences
Uh,
your decision to buy a Switch 2 or not. It did for me.
Honestly, I don't. I don't think so. Just because still the games that are
Yeah,
out, I'm not really like we talked about before. Like Xbox might be releasing their own handheld. I think I might just wait for that.
that's true. But the
Right now,
price of that might be pricier too because it's made by Asus and that's going to be manufactured outside of the US and that's going to have the price increase too. And I think the other thing is Xbox consoles also recently raised in price as well. So
yeah. I think at this point it's just a matter of like the games that'll release with them. I think I would find myself buying more Xbox handheld games than Nintendo Switch. I think the only game I was really looking forward to was probably Donkey Kong. That's really it.
and you're waiting to see what that review is like for Donkey Kong?
Yeah, because either way, I think my brother might be getting it, so I might just borrow
Let's
his.
just take it
Honestly,
from him. Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
But I can see why it's people's minds are changing in regards to pre-ordering it now, rather sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I completely understand that as well. Let's get away from Nintendo. Sony has announced a new development team, Team LFG, a new studio spun out of Bungie that's making a team-based action game inspired by fighting games, MOBAs, and frog type games.
Okay, what
Louis,
do we mean frog type
I was gonna
games?
ask, what's your favorite frog type game?
I like Frogger.
That's the only thing I can think of is Frogger. I don't know if that's what that means. This is from IGN. Sony announced a new PlayStation studio called Team LFG and teased its debut game. In a post on the PlayStation blog, Herman Holtz, CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group, said that Team LFG originated at Destiny and Marathon developer Bungie and is working on an ambitious incubation project he's very excited about. LFG stands for Looking for Group, as per the online vernacular. And it sounds like social gaming is a big part of the games it wants to make. Its first game is a team based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog type games. Um, Putting aside the frog type games and whatever the hell that means, none of these other genres go together.
They do not.
No.
I don't. I don't understand. So, MOBAs, life sims, platform. Okay,
Platformers and fighting games.
fighting game. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No. That's why it does have my interest though, you know? And
Yeah, I
this
mean,
is
I,
sorry, go
I love
ahead.
that I love that it's like a diverse like genre like
Yeah.
of game. Interesting, especially like from a multiplayer like perspective. Like I think it's we'll see. It sounds promising.
What does frog type games mean?
That's what I'm looking up right now. Oh, they
Player
refer to video games where the player controls a frog character.
what?
So yeah, so like
The Frogger?
Frogger, Frog,
Is this are
oh,
you going to be playing as frogs?
probably.
Okay. Says players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic world set in brand new mythic science fantasy universe.
Apparently, frog games are like a thing.
Like what?
Like, okay, so there's a game called Kamiru, a frog refuge. You play as a frog. Mudborn, you play
Mudboard.
as a frog. Time on Frog Island.
No, I will say I think last year during like all the game showcases, there were a ton of frog games. There's like a lot of games
That's
that featured frogs. I remember that.
that's interesting. Honestly, I
Cuz
wouldn't have never
I
thought
was
of
like what's
it.
with all the frogs?
I mean, if you think about it, there's also games releasing of just being a cat. I mean, like
That's
just
true.
we're animals.
But
We love to be animals.
are those cat type games or are they just games that
They
feature a
must
cat?
they must be cat type games.
It says we are driven by a mission to create games where players can find friendship, community, and belonging. We want our players to feel excited when they log on to discover their teammates already hanging out online. We want our players to recognize familiar games and to make myths and memes out of each other. We want our players to love remembering that one time where they pulled off that play that changed the whole story of the match. As we say on the team, that's the good stuff. We will make immersive multiplayer worlds propelled by action games that players can learn, play, and master for countless hours. We want to build our games with our communities, inviting players to be part of our development process through early access playtests. It's critical that we stay nimble enough to react to player feedback, not just in our lead up to launch, but throughout live service as we continue to grow the game and community for years to come. There's a few things that stand out to me here um, that have me concerned but both interested. One,
Mhm,
this is an online multiplayer live service game, and it sounds like a
mhm.
party game, maybe potentially.
Yeah, that's what I
Play
was getting from it.
PlayStation has had a mixed record with live service recently. They
Mm-hmm.
had success with Helldivers 2. They did
Mm-hmm.
not have success with Concord, and
Oh,
they've canceled nearly every studio's live service pitch because every single one of their studios had a live service pitch because they felt like they had to from their previous leadership, run by a notorious man who loves his cats more than women's rights, Jim Ryan, who did this push for live service because he just like every other big major publisher in the industry wants to try to recreate Fortnite. That's what he
mm-hmm.
was trying to do. So he said, "Hey, every studio, you can make whatever games you want, but you should really work on a live service game." And I'm not saying that you have to work on a live service game, but you should really work on a live service game because that's what PlayStation's focus was. So
Mm-hmm.
every one of their studios felt like they had to. We were going to see a Last of Us live service game. We were going to see a Spider-Man live service game. We were going to see a God of War live service game. All of these were being worked on. All of them were canceled. Um, so after the failure of Concord, I felt that PlayStation was on the track where they spent so much money on that game and canceled it after a week
Mm-hmm.
that they probably weren't going to be putting all their eggs in this basket anymore.
Yeah.
And then this announcement comes around, but it feels very different to me because
In what
like
way?
we in a way that we've seen studio closures after studio closures after layoffs after layoffs for the past few years in this industry, and nobody wanting to put those risks in here, and like making new studios and stuff like that. Here's PlayStation making a new studio off of a passion project from a team that has more or less had success with Bungie. I mean, their Destiny was on the downfall until their most recent expansion, I guess, where
Mhm.
it seems that things have picked up.
Yeah,
But they're developing a new studio from this team, and purely based on them being excited about it and how much fun that they're having with developing this game, which I feel like is not a thing that happens anymore in this industry.
that's true. I feel like a lot of industry developers are just focused on getting games out rather than
Yeah.
having fun with it and actually taking their time with it. So yeah, I guess I can see it. I can see that.
The other thing is that it's when I hear like, oh, like PlayStation developing a new live service game, I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, we're developing this new studio because it's a passion project for an intentionally live service game that they want to make.
Hmm.
That's different.
Yeah.
And that kind of has me intrigued, and I want to see what it is. I'm
Yeah.
not against all live service games in general. It's just usually when you introduce that word, it means something, especially coming from a big major publisher like PlayStation, right?
Yep.
And this does feel a little bit different. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm intrigued about Frogger's okay. That
if it's like, hey, imagine Frogger, but like online multiplayer.
oh my god, what a mess. It would be such a
maybe
I just
maybe
think
they're
it's
like
funny.
maybe they're like having a break while they're working on Destiny, like they're in the break room and they have like a Frogger arcade cabinet or something, and they're like, and one developer's like, wait a minute, I have an
Playful.
idea.
I just think it's interesting how we got this MOBAs, life sims platforms, and then it's like frog.
Yeah,
It's just so random.
I would like to know what that means. Hopefully, we'll have more details whenever they're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, here's a fun one that I wanted to add here because I remember this story being like an interesting thing way back in the day, 13 years ago. Um, uh, in the Louvre, they've had 3D, like they've had audio, visual guides through the Nintendo 3DS. They have like
I did not
3DSs.
know this.
What's that?
I didn't know this. This is
You didn't know
really
this?
interesting.
Yeah. This is the thing they've been doing for 13 years. So it's you go there, they have like, oh, you can get a 3DS and then walk around the Louvre, and then you get like details on the 3DS, where they give you like all that information. They're finally ending that after 13 years.
They're upgrading.
They're up, maybe, I don't know. I don't think there's anything about a Switch in this article, but that would be
Nintendo.
hilarious. Like what else? Maybe I guess what would make more sense if they have like iPhones or something, or like a tablet. But I think that they just maybe these things
So
are just starting to die and they can't get new ones.
so were they like partnered with Nintendo?
Yeah,
Like, oh, interesting.
yeah.
That's funny.
But also these things, like, well, I don't know if they would need the internet. Do you think they would need the internet? Because like the eShop and all that stuff's like shut down.
Hmm, I don't know. Because what exactly were they showing on the 3DS? Just
I just think just information about the art and everything in there.
oh, I feel like they don't probably need internet for that.
Yeah, they just have like the information in the cart or whatever. Yeah. Um. Okay. Well, that was just a quick thing I wanted to share. I lost my thing here. Okay. Um. Do you know about this game called Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra?
I think I might have heard of it when they announced it, but that's it. That's all I heard of it.
Last year they showed off a video It was Unreal Engine, and they have a showcase happening next week or the week. It might be actually. I think it's early the week of Summer Game Fest.
Mhm,
So the first week of June. They have another one of these coming up, but this was showcased last year there just to show like the realism of the game.
mhm,
I know this shot right here where you see Captain America and Black Panther, there's an alternate take on that where you see them without their masks on and they're just showing like the how realistic the graphics are, the expressions and everything.
mhm,
Um but this is going to be a game with Captain America set in 1943 where he's meeting the Black Panther at that time. And
mhm,
there's two other like newer characters, so it's like a four. They're focusing on four different characters.
mhm.
Um, and this is a game by um Skydance Games. Um, and so they made a statement. We have an important update. Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra will now be launching in early 2026. Taking this additional time will allow us to add more polish, make sure that we give you the best possible experience and one that lives up to our vision. Um, so yeah, I don't know if we'll
Mm.
see more of that in the um, Unreal Engine showcase coming soon, but it sucks that this is another big major game that's being delayed.
And for the same reason, apparently, so they say, that it's to make sure that they put out a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So I'm just,
always. I remember back in
yeah.
the days of these games here
Mhm,
where the more important thing was to release a game at a specific time
mhm,
because that's when you needed to make quotas and stuff like that.
mhm.
Especially like those movie games, like the movie tie-in games. It's just like just release them by this time, whether or not they're finished. And back then there was no like online updates and patches, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. So people that if anything was delayed, nobody knew.
yeah, so if you release a bad game that's just broken, that's all anybody will remember it for, and that's
Yep.
all that will ever exist to be. So it was always a bad sign. Now, publishers seem to want to take their time to make sure that they're releasing a good game that will sell well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like a few years ago, that wasn't the case. I mean, there's been like big things like Cyberpunk and the one from the space one. And why am I blanking on the name right now? That had like a bad launch.
Um, oh, the one from Bethesda. Oh my God.
No, well, yeah,
What?
that one too, Starfield.
Oh,
But
Starfield.
I'm talking about that one where like you go to different planets and there's different I mean, Starfield you go to different planets, but there's like
Oh,
different
it's oh,
creatures.
well, that's the one that kind of came back and was actually doing pretty
No, that's
well
what I'm saying.
after.
Like those, all those
Oh,
games are coming back now
yeah.
because they were released broken, but then they had to like backtrack and do like saving face, right? So at least that's something that can happen now. But I think just because of there's been so many
Oh,
instances where things just launch bad
was it
that
No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky, yeah, that's it. Um, I feel like there's more caution involved now.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But it's like, so now that you've announced that you're delaying this game to make it better, it
Hmm.
better be better, or else people are gonna be
That's
like, well,
true.
you took all the time.
That's true. It
So
also can
delay
be
a lot.
delayed for certain things like depending on like the release window, if there's other things that are
Mhm,
happening because they want to make sure
mhm.
that they capitalize on like the best sales. Um,
Yeah.
an example of when you don't want like a bad release window is when Sega released a Sonic game at the exact same time a Mario game came out, which I think was
Oof.
like last year.
Yeah.
That
Oof.
bad decision.
Yeah, that's bad.
What's a
Um,
good decision is unionizing. Yay.
ooh, yes.
Overwatch developers have unionized, and you know that I'm always pro union on this podcast.
Mhm.
So I'm glad to see that we're starting to see some good news and some actual efforts to unionize in the industry after what we just said, like so many cases of layoffs and all that stuff. This is the kind of change that will push back on that.
Mm-hmm. Love that. We love to see it.
This makes me want to jump back into Overwatch.
Ah, if
What?
only I love the game that much.
I
No,
know, I
actually,
know. What's going on now? They're adding. I think I saw like they're adding like Street Fighter characters or something, or costumes or
honestly,
something like that.
I haven't heard anything about that game in so long. They probably are. Who knows? But I feel like people are so on like Marvel rivals right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care about Overwatch.
Yeah, I totally get it. I definitely need to put more time into Marvel Rivals. I've barely played it.
I haven't touched it in months.
Yeah, I need to try it again. Um, this is a big one for me. I don't know about you, but so Nintendo recently announced they the specs that they put out for the Switch 2 with VRR support when docked is a lie. It was a mistake. They're only supporting VRR or uh yeah, viable variable refresh rate is the term when in handheld mode. Um so this is um I don't know how to really describe this cuz I'm not that techie, but it's kind of like a smoother image on
Hmm.
like a big like 4K display and everything.
Hmm.
Um So every major console supports this if you have a compatible TV with the compatible cables and everything. So PlayStation 5 and the 5 Pro and Series X all support this.
Hmm.
Nintendo seemingly was going to be like, "Oh yeah, this is standard. We're doing this as well." It looks like this is only in handheld mode.
So why? So why the error? Why did they show this?
One
If,
of their websites in one region, I think it's going to say here. Nintendo Switch 2 supports VRR in handheld mode only. The incorrect information was initially published on the Nintendo Switch 2 website, and we apologize for the error. So it was a mistake.
okay. Did they show it in the showcase, like in um their
No,
clips? Okay.
Nintendo typically does not care about releasing specs.
Okay.
They want to say, like, here's the console, here's what it can do, here are the games.
Hmm.
The From the Kit and Krista podcast that I listen to, these former Nintendo workers, um,
Hmm.
they said that for like the Switch launch, they brought out that stuff like, okay, we should like because they were in the marketing side of things, right? Like we should
Hmm.
give the details um like that it can be HD and all these other specs, what kind of like processor it has and everything. And Nintendo, like the higher ups in Japan, kept saying like, why would we say that? Who cares about that stuff? Nobody's gonna care about that. So
Hmm.
they didn't understand why people were interested in like the behind the scenes, like deep down tech stuff.
Hmm.
They're like, no, no, we just need to talk about the games. That's all.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is a bit upsetting. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sure. I don't. Maybe they can have some sort of update to the dock or something to support this. But it's as someone who normally plays docked. I don't know about you. I normally
Yeah.
play my Switch docked.
Hmm.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Do you usually play handheld or docked?
It depends. If I wanted to lay in bed, I would be handheld. But
Yeah.
sometimes I like to sit in my room with Stardew Valley, just displayed on my big screen.
Yeah. I mean, I take my Switch uh a lot of places. Like if I'm going out, I'm like, I'll grab my Switch. And I'll play it handheld. But most of the time I'm playing docked on my computer or on my TV.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. I would play Stardew on the screen, and my family would just like watch me play Stardew.
oh yeah.
That's-
um this is one you wanted to know more about.
Mhm.
Um so we're talking about Bungie earlier. So Bungie responds to Marathon art theft controversy, admitting it stole assets and blaming a former developer. We are conducting a thorough review. This is from Windows Central. After an artist said Bungie stole her work for Marathon, the studio has now admitted it. Um, this week, Destiny 2 and Marathon developer Bungie has found itself embroiled in a serious art theft controversy. On Thursday morning, an artist by the name of Anti-Real
Hmm.
shared a post on social media asserting that the studio stole various designs from a collection of poster designs she created back in 2017 and has used them in its art direction for Marathon. Um, I kind of want to see this post because I'm wondering. I bought. Uh, okay, because I had like a gift made for like Destiny art for my brother,
God, you
and
got
I'm not.
stolen art.
And maybe I don't know, but like I'm wondering if that I was wondering if that was like the same person, but I don't know. I guess not. Um, to prove her claim, Anti-Real included several images in the thread. View them below that directly compare pictures of Marathon's website, art from its official press kit, and in-game screenshots taken from the recent Marathon Alpha playtest against pieces of her own work. Her original designs are still up, proving they weren't made recently. The similarities are undeniable, quite glaring, with many of Anti-Real's graphic designs, text elements, and even her personal logo visible on the surfaces of many of Marathon's in-game structures.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she definitely has a case. And
Yes, for sure.
also disappointing, but also not surprising, honestly. I feel like a lot of big companies do stuff like this. They steal artwork from people who are not well known.
Yeah,
Make
I think they did make a statement. Yeah, here we go. We immediately investigated a concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture cheat that was ultimately used in game. This issue was unknown by our existing art team, and we are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously and have reached out to Anti-Real to discuss this issue and are committed to doing right by the artist.
mm,
As a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission to prevent similar issues in the future. We are conducting a thorough review of our in game assets, specifically those done by the former Bungie artist, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions.
yeah, I mean, you can't really control somebody in the company using people's artwork. How can you really know, I guess, but eesh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you because I'm not an expert at this. I don't know what you normally do to prevent something like this from happening.
Right?
But yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's not like
embarrassing that
they
it
approve
happened.
people's work. It's not like they check
Yeah.
up on stuff like that. Um,
I mean, it sounds like they are now, but I don't know what that involves.
yeah.
The last thing I have here, um, I didn't read through this, but I want to read it now because this pertains to us and how we're gonna react to this stuff.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
there might be multiple Xbox related showcases around Summer Game Fest this year. The multiple Xbox related showcases officially confirmed. Oh, officially confirmed for next month.
Oh.
Um, So this is from PureXbox. Okay, it's almost that time of year again. The Xbox Showcase 2025 is just around the corner, and it's set to be joined by a barrage of other showcases at the same time. This is basically E3, folks. E3 never
Yeah.
dies. It just evolves. Many of which will feature Xbox related reveals as well. This is all part of Summer Game Fest season, previously known as E3 season, with pretty much every showcase taking place within just a few days or even hours of each other. It all kicks off with Summer Game Fest Live on June 6th, while other particularly notable events include Future Game Show, the PC Gaming Show, which, by the way, both of those run by sister websites. And they're pretty
Hmm.
much the exact same showcase. They feature almost the exact same games. They have a heavy emphasis on PC gaming, and they're both just about as long, and they
Oh
happen
my
a day
god.
apart from each other, and they do this every year, and I'm still confused about it. The Future
Ah.
Game Show is run by Games Radar Plus, and PC Gaming Show is run by PC Gamer. They both are owned by the same company.
Mm, my gosh.
Anyway, I think that they have different sponsors though. So like PC
Hmm.
the Future Game Show is I can't remember who's presenting that, and I think PC Gaming Show is by Intel.
Hmm.
Um anyway, Uh, and the yet to be announced Ubisoft Forward. Ubisoft has said nothing about a Ubisoft Forward this year that I have
Hmm.
found. I don't think it's happening.
Oh,
because they would have said it by now.
yeah.
So I don't think a Ubisoft Forward is happening this year, and also Ubisoft's kind of in hot water for a bunch of different reasons. So, and they're not
Wait,
doing good. They might just not exist by this time next year. So,
this man. Non-existent.
yep. So we don't need to worry
Or
about Ubisoft Forward. It's probably not happening.
yeah.
Obviously, the main event for us is the Xbox Showcase, followed by the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. We're going to provide more comprehensive look at all this month's Xbox related showcases near the time and when they've all been announced. But for now, here's what's been confirmed for Summer Game Fest 2025 so far. Okay. Um, there's no information where they're getting that there's multiple showcases this year or this month or next month.
Yeah, like where's that? Well, whose source? Who's the source?
Yeah. There's no information. It's just in the headline. Multiple Xbox related showcases officially confirmed the next month. Unless they're saying that there's going to be Xbox games at the Future Game Show and PC Gaming Show and maybe Ubisoft Forward. That's a bit of a stretch.
Xbox, PC. Hmm.
So there's if if that's how I'm interpreting this, there's one Xbox showcase. And there's going to be multiple showcases that may feature Xbox games.
What is the point?
I feel like this is a nothing article just meant to confuse us.
Yeah,
What are you
I don't
doing?
understand.
What are you doing, Fraser Gilbert? What is this? I
I
got a bone to
just,
pick with you here.
I just want to be in the news.
What
I don't,
multiple? What are you talking about?
I don't understand.
All right, well, guess that's how we're ending the news here. Are you excited for Summer Game Fest
I am, I
and
guess.
the multiple Xbox related showcases?
The Xbox related showcase is very
Yeah.
excited about.
Do you think we'll get
Oh,
the handheld reveal?
I hope so. I don't. I really hope we hear something
Do
about
you
it.
think it's too early or
I don't know, because didn't they just announce it only like a few months ago that they were doing one?
they didn't really announce that. There's been teases. There's been no official announcement.
Oh, then I really feel like we might be just getting like maybe an announcement or something.
Do you think it's
Hopefully.
weird that they would announce that at the Xbox showcase the weekend of the Switch 2 launch?
Oof.
Do you think that's a good
Uh,
idea or a great idea?
Dang. I feel like uh, it could be good or bad. I don't know. I feel like it can go both ways. I really damn. I really don't know.
It'll be interesting at least.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's all I have. I don't know anything else you want to talk about before we end the podcast.
Um, I didn't, but I am honestly. Oh my god! Now you got me thinking. I really hope they talk about it. I really hope they announce it. I'm gonna say they are.
Do you think they
I'm
are?
gonna
Okay.
yes. I'm gonna say.
I I don't know that they are. I think they might do like I think closer to release, which I'm guessing would probably be around like fall holiday season. Because it
Mhm.
sounds like they have prototypes made. There's been leaks. I don't know if you saw the leaks. It's just
Um,
the Asus ROG, but like kind of like modified to be a little bit
I
more
think
Xbox.
yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like they're working on something. I don't know if it'll be ready by the end of this year, but I imagine it would.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bigger question is, are we getting a PlayStation showcase? Because
Oh yeah.
there's been rumors that they're like PlayStation's like debating what kind of showcase that they want to have for the summer.
Hmm.
I mean, I imagine PlayStation's going to be at Summer Game Fest. Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
gonna? Are they gonna have their own showcase?
I would.
I
I
think
feel like if they were,
last.
Wouldn't they have announced it by now?
No, they announced things very last minute.
Oh, then who knows? Probably.
They're very much like Nintendo that way.
Yeah.
um, I think last year they did it like the end of May.
Mm,
It was like way before Summer Game Fest.
hmm.
So I don't know. Uh,
Maybe. I feel like they probably have some stuff to bring up.
well, we know about Intergalactic.
Hmm.
What are the PlayStation games on? Oh, Wolverine,
Hmm.
Marathon. Um, what else is in the works at PlayStation? Do we know about? I think
Ooh.
today Neil Druckmann announced that Naughty Dog's working on something else other than Intergalactic.
Oh, Naughty Dog. Huh. I mean, I guess there could be a few things that they would showcase. I
I
don't know.
don't
Other
think
than those,
I think for all of those though, I don't think anything's really at that stage where it's ready to be shown off. Maybe Wolverine, but even then I
mm,
kind of doubt that. Unless
then
they
I
have
don't
more
know.
like cinematic trailers, like just doing stuff. But well, that's all I have. Me, I don't know if you have anything else to
Hey,
add.
I know I don't.
All
I'm
right.
excited though. I'm excited for these showcases.
Yeah, for sure. We'll try to be live on the weekend for Summer Game Fest. We'll try to be live on Summer Game Fest Day with Day of the Devs. We'll see who's available. Again, I cannot guarantee that I will be available, but I will try my hardest. And
Hmm.
we will write down the games that we want to um, wish list from there for sure.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be very much like the Game Awards. It's gonna be very advertiser heavy, so
Yeah.
we know what we're in for here. Um, but yeah, let us know what you're looking forward to in the comments down below, and anything else that we talked about, any of your thoughts. I should really start like digging through any comments that we get, feature them on podcasts. I don't think we really have gotten anything major recently, but I'll keep
Hmm.
an eye on it. Let us know in the
Hmm.
comments, and hopefully we'll see you on Summer Game Fest. Bye, everyone.
See you.